Question 16 says the diagram below shows Miss Lancaster's neighborhood. If Mrs. Lancaster drives on Franklin Avenue from her house to the grocery store, about how many miles will she travel? Okay, so how many miles is she going to travel? I see that everything is in miles, so I don't need to do any conversion. And we want to know how far it is from the house to the grocery store. Here's her house. To get to the grocery store is this straight line. All right, this is a distance, but it's also this triangle, which is one of my favorite things, Pythagorean theorem. Okay, reference materials. Our Pythagorean theorem is down at the bottom. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. I'm going to go ahead and write that little note to myself and then see where I can plug in some numbers. C is that hypotenuse. It's the longest side, and it's always directly across from your right angle. This is C. A and B are always your two legs, the ones that are touching the right angle. So here's one leg, and here's another. So I have my A and my B value, and I'm going to solve for C. This is where InSolve will come in handy, or you could do it the long way, but we're going to do InSolve because I really want you guys to utilize that tool that is there, which you should be so thankful for because Mrs. Kowalski and Mrs. Kirk did not have this awesome calculator when we were in school. Okay, so let's plug in our numbers. We know that A is 5.1 squared. B, 8.2 squared. And C, we don't know. We're going to leave it there. And this is going to be the comma C. We're solving for C. So we're just going to go to InSolve. Oh, still not used to doing this. Okay, InSolve. 5.1 squared plus 8.2 squared is equal to C squared. I'm going to put comma C so that this calculator will solve for C. Hit enter, and I get 9.6566. Okay, look at the answer choices. If I were to round up, it says about, so we could round this. Round the 5 would make this round up to 9.7 because all of my answers just have one decimal place, and that looks just like B. However, I want to draw your attention to a distractor that they have. Sometimes it's really easy to get confused about which one is the hypotenuse or which one is the leg. Well, we did this work in the beginning to label our hypotenuse and our legs. However, if you would have assumed that 8.2 is the hypotenuse and this 5.1 is one of your leg values, just because 8.2 is larger than 5.1, you could have gone into InSolve and said that you do know A, you do not know B, and you would have assumed that this 8.2 was your C value, which is here, and you would have asked to solve for B. Now take a look at this. Do you see that answer? It's answer A. They are going to try and trick you, so make sure that you're identifying your legs that are attached to this 90-degree angle, and your hypotenuse is always directly opposite of that 90-degree angle, because this is a distractor big time, and it's so easy to make that mistake. But the correct answer here is B, 9.7.